Hi, hello everyone. Welcome to this series of short and not so short videos on quantitative methods and their potential uses in social science and social change. So in this series of videos, what I aim to achieve with you is to address some recurrent criticism directed to quantitative methods. I'd like also to discuss how and why quantitative methods and statistics, for that matter, should not be confounded with mathematics, how this pure mathematics as a logic system and quantitative methods and statistics as tools to process and analyze data, how these two things are different even though they are connected to some extent, because statistics and quantitative methods use mathematical procedures for calculations and estimations. Next, I share with you some what I call useful tips and ideas on quantitative methods. Basically, in this video, I review with you some concepts and ideas in quantitative methods that I believe that could be useful for those of you who are not trained in quantitative methods, for those of you who come from different research traditions, be it more theoretical or more qualitative, and so on. After this overall introduction to a specific number of concepts, I will address with you how quantitative methods are very well suited to take intersectionality into analysis, and how statistical and quantitative methods tools can incorporate ideas of intersectionality and produce results that answer to questions relevant to intersectionality. And finally, I'd like to discuss with you briefly how quantitative and qualitative methods can be put together. There's a lot of enthusiasm nowadays for the use of mixed methods research, but there is still some misunderstanding of how can we bring these two things together, and I would like to demonstrate to a certain extent how quantitative method can bring interesting insights to those carrying qualitative studies, and how qualitative results can also be inspirational for quantitative researchers. The overall message here in this course is that quantitative methods can be useful tools for social analysis and social change. Of course, as all methods, the results we achieve depends on how well research is conducted, the acknowledge and recognition of the limitations that different techniques can bring to the table, but different techniques can also bring important contributions. And my aim here is to show that quantitative methods can bring a lot to the table when we are addressing social issues that are relevant. So I understand that the reaction from many of you when exposed to quantitative methods, especially because of how some colleagues have practiced these methodologies and the political implications of their practice, many of you may look at quantitative methods and rightly so recall the following quote: "The master's tool will never dismantle the master's house." This quote is very powerful and very inspirational, but it has also been used out of its original context. And as I will argue, especially in the second video in the series, if we apply this rule to quantitative and qualitative methods, if we apply this rule in a superficial way to quantitative methods and qualitative methods, we may end up rejecting both. So the idea that quantitative methods are part of the toolkit of the masters may be misleading because they are not the only ones capable of using these tools. Quantitative methods may be used to control populations, to exert political power, but it can also be used to understand social dynamics and fight back. And I'm telling you this because as a practitioner of quantitative methods and someone who can testify that learning this set of skills changed my life in ways that I cannot describe in a video, but my professional life became something completely different from what it could eventually have been. My academic life, my prospects became very different after I chose to specialize in this method. I'm not saying that everyone has to do it. Methodological pluralism is a positive thing. It's wealthy and recommended, but at some point we end up choosing to specialize in one method or the other. And what I can tell from my perspective is that after I decided for different reasons to pursue a career as a quantitative methodologist, my life changed in substantial ways. My life would certainly be different today had I decided to take a different path. It could have been an equally good one, but it would certainly be different. Because of this personal relationship with quantitative methods, I simply decided to refuse to give them up because of certain malpractice in the field. I refuse to give up on using one of the most interesting human creations because some colleagues have not been making the most out of it, or have been using these techniques and methods in ways that are detrimental to society. I'm reclaiming those methods to use them for the good, the best way I can. So after this, I invite you to think about what you can eventually do with quantitative methods, or if you cannot do it yourself, what partnerships between you and colleagues trained in quantitative methods, what could come out of these interactions. So, and we also would call you to rethink of how statistics can be used to dismantle the master's house, right? So with these comments, I finish this introduction. I hope you enjoyed this series of videos. These videos have been prepared with a lot of interest and love, and I hope that you find useful or inspirational, or at least interesting content all over the next minutes we'll be sharing together. So with this, I complete this introduction, and I will be chatting with you again very soon.